Guys, I watched 7 LGBT movies on Netflix, and I think I'm going crazy. So I decided to review a bunch of LGBT films for you guys, and I highly regret my decision. So I watched 7 movies in 2 days for you. Literally for you. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I am going to be rating 7 LGBT films on Netflix, not your typical ones. I think I've only watched one of like your typical ones that everybody watches, and I chose some other ones so that I could actually give you guys more to watch if you guys haven't seen these ones before. And let me tell you, I have an issue, but I will let you know in a second once I start reviewing. Before we even get started, blue is the warmest color. I know everybody loves that movie. I'm not gonna review that movie. Everybody's seen it. Everybody loves it. We get it. Okay, I'm gonna start off with an easy one. Everybody's probably seen it, Below Her Mouth, which is another one that I hear a lot about, and I always get recommended. I don't mean to disappoint. I may be the worst lesbian in history, but I was not feeling this movie. I'm just gonna put it at that. I'm having an issue with the fact that every single lesbian movie is strictly about sex. When I watch gay movies about gay men, it's not always about the sex part of their life that is important. It's more about like their journey, the things they go through. And I want to see that for a female like lesbian film. I want to see what someone goes through, because that's what I relate to. Like the sex part of it, like, okay, we get it. We all want to see people have sex. Porn. And I just felt like this movie was very driven by sex, and I did not like some of the characters' actions. I didn't like that it was very stereotypical. I'm not gonna give anything away from the film, but you'll see right from the beginning, this kind of like stud lesbian that is a construction worker, and then this femme lesbian who's a fashion like editor. The fact that that was the dynamic already off the bat just kind of irritated me. Like, I don't want to see stereotypes. I want to see something different. I want to see somebody's story. I want to see something a little more touching and like emotional. This film was just not it for me. If you guys want to see like a lot of sex and like that type of thing, then maybe this is the film for you. But for me, I was just not feeling it, and I was not happy with the outcome. I was expecting a lot more. Also, acting wise, you know, it wasn't the worst, but it was not the best. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be the one to say it. Not the best. So for this film critique, I've created a rating scale. The rating scale goes as said: straight, bi-curious, bi, baby dyke, lesbian, and gold star. That does not mean the movie is a 5 out of 5 if I rated a gold star. It probably just means it's very, very gay. I'm gonna rate this movie very low on like quality and content, but I am going to rate it a gold star for very gay, if that's what you're looking for. It's a gold star. Okay, so for the next film that I watched, it is called Concussion. This movie was slightly better. It was also sex-driven, and there was more of a storyline to it, I guess. There was more of a plot. There was more things happening more emotionally, but it was also very sex-driven. So if you like that type of stuff, maybe you'll like this. It was definitely for a more mature audience. The characters are older. They have like, it's like a family, that type of thing. But it takes a turn of the unexpected. It's a little weird, to be honest. It's a weird concept. I didn't hate the movie. I also didn't love the movie. I didn't hate it in the beginning when I didn't know what was going on. And then when I figured out what was going on, I started disliking the movie. I'm gonna give it a dislike. Don't worry, we are gonna get to movies that I do like. These two are just not it right now. Again, some of the characteristics were not likable. I didn't really like love any of the characters in this movie at all. I didn't like anybody. Yeah, didn't like any of the characters, which throws me off when I watch a movie, because I feel like there should be somebody that I feel something for, where I'm like, oh, that character like has gone through a lot, or like I really like that person, I like their personality. Like, nobody in this movie I was feeling connected to. Yeah, it was also extremely long for the content that was given. Like, I felt like this movie could have cut off like maybe 30 minutes of just extra footage that just didn't need to be there. It was boring, is what I'm saying. I'm gonna give this movie a lesbian star, so that's what I'm gonna give it. It's a lesbian movie. It's not my fave, okay? As far as actual content, I'm gonna give it it was an okay movie. It was okay. The next movie is an LGBT film, but it's not lesbian. It is called Transformer, and it is about a male to female transgender person who is going through her transition and just trying to figure out how to deal with family and her hobbies and stuff like that. She's a bodybuilder. It's very heartwarming and touching. And I actually loved this documentary. I just really loved the family dynamic that her family had with her and everything. I really loved this documentary. I felt connected to a lot of people in it, and I just loved how heartwarming it was. On the lesbian scale, I really can't rate it. It's like a straight, because I don't really know her sexuality, so it's not very lesbian. But as far as actual content of this documentary, I'm gonna rate it like a 5 out of 5 stars because it's really good and I think everybody should watch it. Highly recommend this one. The next one I want to talk about is Loving Annabelle. This one was pretty good. It's not bad, it's not amazing, but I would say it's pretty good. I love that it was filmed, I think it's like a 90s movie or like early 2000s movie. I think it came out in like 2003 or something like that. So it definitely has like the 90s feel to it. It reminds me of all the movies that I watched in the early 2000s, like John Tucker Must Die. I don't know, like it reminded me of that era, and so I really liked it. The only thing with it is that I was very confused. If you guys watch this movie, let me know. Is she in college or is this high school? Because if it's high school, the movie's disgusting. If she's in college, then okay, then I like am fine with it. But if she's in high school, I'm very confused. But anyways, it was a good movie. I liked it. It wasn't very sex driven. There was some sex in there, but it was more about the journey to finding love. Obviously, it wasn't like the best film in the world, I wouldn't say, but it was pretty good. I'm gonna give it a baby dyke out of my scale, just because, actually no, I'm gonna give it a lesbian. I'm gonna give it a lesbian. It's a lesbian. It was a good film, and I think that if you're looking for something that's a little emotional, but also lesbian, but not too much, it's not too heavy. It's a good movie, it's easy to watch. If you just want like a little movie night with your girl, this is the movie I would go for out of the options that we have. It's just an easy watch. So I'm gonna give it, it was a good movie. Okay, so the next movie is The Feels. And whoo, I had high hopes for this movie. So when I turned this movie on, I thought, oh my God, finally a really good movie. This is gonna be good. It kind of gave, in the beginning, it kind of gave me vibes like, To All the Boys I Loved Before, that type of thing. So it was like new, fresh, young. I was feeling it. As the movie went on, not the same vibe I was expecting. I did like that it was 2 femme lesbians that were represented. That made me feel good about watching the film. I would say that was like the best part of it. It was good representation for us femme girls. Other than that, the actual movie had no plot. Like I had nothing really to look forward to while I was watching it. I don't want to give anything away if you guys are gonna watch these movies, but there was just so much arguing. Like it didn't feel lighthearted at all. And when I went into watching this movie, I thought it was gonna be a comedy because that's what it was listed under. And I didn't feel any comedic vibes at all. Like I was like, why is everybody fighting? Why does everybody hate each other? Again, didn't love any of the characters, so it was hard to keep my focus. It was really hard to watch this film. I would actually recommend you guys to watch this film and let me know, like come back and let me know in the comments what you thought of it, because I just had a hard time watching it and I just didn't understand like the point of this movie. I am going to give it a baby dyke because it was not, no, I'm gonna give it a bi-curious. It was weird. It was just not good. It was weird. It was a bi-curious. I'm gonna give it that. It was just odd. All right, guys, Duck Butter is the next film. This looks like it's kind of like a newer movie. Again, I kind of had high hopes because it gave me like an indie vibe, young and fresh again. What the fuck is how I feel about this movie. It was off. Again, listed as a comedy. I got no comedic feels about it. I felt confused the whole time watching it. No plot whatsoever. Don't know what the outcome needed to be. Like I had nothing to look forward to. I was like, this is just not going well. Don't know what's happening. Very sex oriented. The whole movie is based on sex. Okay, it doesn't show a lot like the other movies that were really sex driven. Those ones showed a lot of nudity. This one doesn't, which makes it like all the worse. If you're gonna be a sex-driven movie, you might as well show the sex, you know what I mean? But this one would just kind of like show you that they're about to have sex, show you that they're doing some things, but not really show you anything. It was not good. I'm gonna give that one a bye. It was okay. It was odd. It was indie. It was long and boring. Woo! Not a good film. All right, guys, we're going back to a good one. This one is an LGBT film, but is not a lesbian film, unfortunately, but I'm gonna give it a fucking gold star. This is the best movie that I watched. The ending is the only part that I felt like could have been better. This movie is called Moonlight. This is a newer movie on Netflix, and I highly recommend it. The beginning of the movie is just beautiful. It's filmed beautifully, and there's a storyline, there's a plot, and it's sad, it's emotional, there's a lot going on. And you see the journey of this man, or this boy at first, coming into his own, understanding his sexuality, understanding why he is different than other people, and coming to acceptance and that type of stuff. It's a good movie, and I would recommend this one. I'm gonna give it a gold star out of the lesbian rating because it's good. Those are all the movies that I watched for this episode. I want to do another one maybe for Hulu or for TV shows on Netflix or Hulu, but let me know if there's any movies that you guys want me to watch and rate. Let me know. One last thing that I did want to say is I feel like for LGBT movies, there's a lot of great movies on people that are trans and people that are male that are gay. I like those movies are like the best ever, and then for some reason when it comes to lesbian movies, they're just low budget, like no plot, all about sex, and they have nothing like to give me other than like porn. Like I don't want to see that. Like when I'm watching a movie, I want to watch something good that I can really connect to, and so I'm feeling like upset that there's no real good lesbian film. Have you guys seen Love, Simon? Like something like that, but for a female, like that's gay. That is something I want to see. That movie was so good. Everybody loved that movie. Why isn't there one for girls? I'm just confused. Like, why are we not giving us girls some representation? So that's my only struggle with these movies that I watched. I'm gonna try and find more and let you guys know. If you guys like this video, let me know in the comments down below and give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you guys in this video right here. Bye.